All right. Final review, trig identities. All right. This is the part where people get messed up the most. Let's look at the first one. We're going to look at number 4. And here's where you have to have some of these things memorized. And one thing that would help is we have 1 minus sine squared right here. Does anyone remember what 1 minus sine squared is equal to? It's one of the Pythagorean identities. When you see squares, think Pythagorean. And 1 minus sine squared is equal to cosine squared. And secant, if I do reciprocal, what's the reciprocal of secant? 1 over cosine. And then what's really nice here is this. And here's where everybody needs to be careful. The answer is not 1 because only this cosine cancels out with what? One of those, not what? Both. Does everybody see that? So what's that leave you with for an answer? Cosine x. So the answer to this one is just what? Cosine x. We're going to simplify it. This one's a rather simple one. 1 over cosine is the reciprocal for what? Secant theta. And that's one you have to memorize. 1 over cosine is secant. Also, the other one is a Pythagorean. Cotangent squared plus 1 is another Pythagorean. What is it equal to? Does anyone remember? It will be cosecant squared theta. Those are ones you have to kind of have memorized because of this was a Pythagorean identity. This one was a reciprocal. And this is one where we actually use them all. Alright? So, we're going to have a few more of these identities, I believe. Oh, actual S. Here we go. We want to factor and simplify these next two. So let's look at them as we simplify these. Here's a key word for this one. Is there something common to each of these? The cotangent squared. So let's take the cotangent squared theta out. And if I do, cotangent divided by cotangent gives you, it's a 1. People want to forget that. That's 1, like distributed property. If I take that out, that leaves minus what? Cosine squared theta. Does anybody recognize something in this one? What is 1 minus cosine squared theta the same thing as? It's another Pythagorean one. Do you recognize it? No? This one's sine squared theta. And then what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to multiply this by cotangent. If you remember your quotient identities, even though it's a square, quotient identities, cosine is the same thing as cosine squared theta over, guess what? Sine squared theta. And why do you think that was important to make that a quotient? Because now what's going to happen? The sine squareds will cancel out. That blue one's not working too good. But they'll cancel out, leaving you just what for an answer? Cosine squared theta. And then let's look at this one right here. This one is I got cosine t times what? Secant t. Well, wait a minute. A while ago we had a reciprocal, right? What is secant equal to? 1 over what? Cosine t. Guess what's going to happen to these two cosines? They will what? Cancel out, meaning the answer is just what? The answer is just 1. Just 1. All right? Thank you.